name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media, wherever you may find me. I am known as the mighty angel snuffed up 7. I'm your soul brother and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad.
Speed warning.
I already know, just from the title being why pro-blackness and Pan-Afrikanism is for losers. It's expected, and I already know, that that title in and of itself would generate hatred. It would generate dislike. The title itself, I don't have to go on to make a comment. The title itself, I don't have to add a commentary. Just the title alone brings hatred, dislike, and so forth. Now, of course, there are those who some form of pro-blackness, whether it's ideological or whether it's religious wise or some form of pro-blackness. And there are those who are pro-black and they will say, I am also Pan-African. And if that is your claim, then you need to accept the reality of your claim, the reality of your title for what it is. To speak about the why pro-blackness and Pan-Africanism is for losers. And really, I don't have to make a long speech or give you a whole lot of reasons. We can follow that up with another question. If you are not losers, then show us your winning. If I go to a casino and I am claiming to be a winner, then you want to see my winnings. What did you win? You want to see the coins? You want to see the cash? You want to see the check? You want to see what did you win? Because I'm a winner. Went to the casino, I'm claiming to be a winner. So I'm not going to argue and debate a Pan-African. I'm not going to argue and debate somebody who's pro-black. The only thing we need to do, if you want to shut and call me a liar or call the statement a lie, is show your winnings. And this is what they would do. They might show you a picture of Egypt, the pyramids. They might show you what somebody did in 1930.
Avenue with the Saints, US 61.
They will go back into the past because they know they don't have nothing in 2020. Nothing. I told you in the beginning of the year, well, actually at the end of 2019, I told you these people are not going to do anything different than they did in 2019, 18, 17, 2010, 2007, and so forth. Because they're a bunch of losers. What did they win in 2010? Show us your winnings. You don't have to argue with me. You don't have to get angry and upset. Show us your winnings. That's all it takes. You have nothing to show. Compared to the money that you have, compared to the people that claim to be a Pan-African, the people that claim I'm pro-black, compared to all the resources and the advantages and all the things you have nothing. Because you're a bunch of losers. And like King Noble said, that's a fact. You've done nothing for yourself as an individual. You have done nothing for your community, your neighborhood. And that's about as far as you can go because you don't have nothing else. You don't run a city. You don't run a town. You damn sure don't control a state. You're a bunch of losers. But you want people to look at you as though you got it going on. And you're a loser.
Continue on this road for 94 miles.
It reminds me of Michael Jordan, who was an incredible basketball. 50 points a game, 40 points a game. But Michael Jordan couldn't win a championship. He was a winner individually, but that does his team no good. And it does him no good because the point of what you're doing is to win the NBA ring. 40 points, 50 points, slam dunking and all the fantastical stuff that Michael Jordan was doing means nothing if you can't win a ring. So I'm not saying that pro-blackness, I'm not saying that Pan-Afrikanism have not won nothing. That's not what I'm saying. But in the grand scheme of things, what is your goal? Your goal is supposed to be freedom, justice, and equality. What is your goal? Your goal is supposed to be a nation of your own. That's supposed to be the ultimate goal. What is your goal? Friendships in all walks of life, especially Africa, and to bring Africa and Black America together. That's your goal. Have you accomplished that goal? No. You have lots of excuses, little accomplishments. Many of these people that call themselves Pan-African, a lot of them don't even know a person from the continent. Nobody. And the Pan-African movement in America is not associated with no African leader in charge of a nation. No president, no minister of these countries. None of them are associated with Pan-Africanism because they're not interested. Most of those leaders, many of those leaders on the continent are corrupt. You'll never be able to secure Pan-Africanism till you get rid of the corruption on the continent, which is easier said than done. And how can you get corruption out of Africa? How can you unite Africa, and you have failed and continue to fail the unification of the so-called Negro right here in America? You can't unite us, but you're supposed to be, you all obsessed and foaming at the mouth and worried about what's happening with Africa when you can't do nothing with your own self in the country where you was born. Explain that to me.
Speed warning.
Now, some of you, a lot of this is new to you. Islam, Kemetic teachings, Hebrew Israelite stuff, more Science Temple, and whatever else they got out there. It's a whole lot of stuff. Pro-black, black supremacy, black. There's a whole lot of stuff out there for you to get, to be a loser. Cause none of it, and you put it all together, none of it has caused us to be a winner. I'm looking at pro-blackness. I'm looking at Pan-Africanism. And right now, in this moment, in 2020, there is so much they could take advantage of. But they don't. They don't know how. They have a rigid mindset. They are programmed how they are programmed. This moment in time, even though we have brothers being choked to death and shot to death in the street, this moment in time, you should take advantage. They don't know how. They don't know how. They don't know what they're doing. I have been myself. I have been in what we call pro-blackness. I did join Louis Farrakhan in 1981. I was introduced to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad when I was a very little boy. Maybe 7 or 8 years old. I was a little boy. I was always interested in this struggle. The people that introduced me to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, they did not stay with me. They come in town, told us about the condition of the black man and woman in America, told us about Elijah Muhammad teachings, and then they left. I was inspired by what they said, and as a little boy, by myself, there was no adults, there was nobody else interested, by myself, I began to study and try to find out what was going on. So I have been under the influence and living pro-blackness over 30 years. And when you're a young boy, when you're little, when you're a teenager, when you're a child, coming into this pro-blackness, these teachings, this attitude, this black power, following the guidance of your adults. The adults are supposed to be competent. The adults are supposed to be the leaders. The adults are supposed to know what the hell they're doing. You are impressed. You are impressed with the wisdom, the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the teachings of Marcus Garvey, the teachings. You are impressed by the teachings, the scholars, Dr. Ben, John Henry Clark, and the other historians, the autobiography of Malcolm X, and the list goes on and on. You fill your head up with all these teachings, and then you get a hold of the sciencing. I just saw the title of a brother's video, and he is excited. The title of the video, I believe it was something like, "This sister got the science down pat. She got it going on." And so we are impressed by the science, and some people can decode certain things, decode movies and the Bible and comedic whatever. And when you're a child, all this is interesting. You never heard of this before, and you want to learn too, and you fill your head up with the teachings and the science and decoding and the prophecy. Huh. But after a while, as you grow up, those things become redundant. I was in the Nation of Islam, and they always talked about the black Christians in the church. And as time goes on, I'm looking at myself, how am I different? I wear a bow tie and I sell bean pies. How am I different from the church? I put on my suit, and every Sunday I go listen to a damn preacher. That's what they do. That's what they do in church. Put on your fancy clothes, get up, and you go listen to a preacher. The only difference is there's no singing and dancing, hooping and hollering. I'm listening, it's redundant. I'm no longer impressed by the teachings. I'm no longer impressed by the sciencing. I'm no longer impressed by the decoding. You know why? Because that's all that it is. Where's the other stuff? Where's my freedom? Where's my justice? Where are my equality? Where are my schools? Where are my factories? Where are my hospitals? This redundant bull crap. As you mature, I'm not satisfied with all this talk. And that's all pro-blackness is. A lot of fancy talk for people with childlike minds. You're satisfied with that. And you keep up and you keep making excuses for failure. And you keep asking for more time. Well, brother, you know, things take time. Yeah, but you make a lot of time for running your damn mouth, all these damn lectures and debates and conferences, and where's the substance? All the talk. Only a loser. I told you I was a child. 18, 19, 20 years old. And for a little while, I was impressed. I'm looking at you have to be in order to accept what is going on in pro-blackness and Pan-Afrikanism. You have to be a child to continue to accept all this redundancy talk. That's all you're going to get from Tariq Nasheed is talk. Young Farah, Sarah Sunseti, Louis Farrakhan, and the list goes on and on. Brother Polite, Sonetta, China Fox, Cynthia G. All these people, they're not producing a thing because they don't know how. Just give you something to listen to. But you don't do nothing with your hands. You're not building no hospitals. You're not building no factories. You're not doing nothing with your hands. So when you finish building with your hands, you can feel some kind of pride and say, hey, we got it going on. We really got it going on because we got the teachings, we got the science, and we decoding, but we also taking our hands and making what we talk about reality with our hands. You're living in a climate in America right now. Some of you may say, what about you? What about you? What about me? I cannot do nothing by myself. You don't want to help me. So since you don't want to help me, I just sit back in the cut and watch you be the loser that you are and talk about your happy ass. Because you don't want nobody to talk about you. You want to be able to continue to sit around here and put on a show, and those who are low IQ, they will allow you to put on this show and not ask you for what is tangible. Ask you for that which has substance. I'm supposed to be satisfied with the teachings. Well, you know, the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the teachings of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. You're supposed to be satisfied with YouTube videos, Facebook posts, and books, and DVDs, but your condition, your situation don't change. 2010 to 2020, what did pro-blackness,
Speed warning.
Pan-Afrikanism accomplish? Nothing. So if I call you a loser, what you getting angry for? It's the truth. You want to make me a lie? Show your accomplishments. Well, you taking care of Tariq Nasheed, you're taking care of Farrakhan, they're alive, you can see they doing real well. My spiritual teacher. That's all you can say about Louis Farrakhan. You can't talk about the hospital and the real schools. I'm not talking about these little barely hanging on little things that they got going on. I'm talking about real school that compete with the white man's public school. The factories, the hospital, the airport. You know something? There's an airport in Illinois, about 5 hours from Chicago. And this airport doing pretty bad. Basically, the taxpayers are funding the operation of this. It's a brand new airport. People, somebody like Louis Farrakhan and his associates, if they did not outright buy that airport, they could take control of that airport, and they talking all this international trade crap. Start trade with China, start trade with Japan, Africa, wherever the hell you want to. These people do nothing. You don't even see where they even try, really. And then you have individuals that accomplish a little something, and somebody like Farrakhan get the credit, or some group, and they didn't do nothing. The individual done it by itself. Chances are the group, Farrakhan didn't do nothing for him at all. But Farrakhan get the credit. Didn't do nothing. So if you want to prove me a liar, show us your accomplishments. The best thing Tariq Nasheed can do is make hidden colors number 6, hidden colors number 7 and 8. And he wanted to do a conference in Atlanta, but the coronavirus thing stopped all that. But if you notice, he still has the money. He did not give the money back. Tariq still has the money, put the money in his pocket. And then you have somebody like young Pharaoh begging for money to sue YouTube. He don't give you the lawyer name, the law firm, don't show no real receipts to nothing. What's the game plan? He's raising $250,000. And whatever he get, going in his pocket. I guarantee. These are the people you love dog, these are the people you like. Parasites and leeches. That's all pro-blackness is. Pan-Afrikanism is. And they talk arrogant. A bunch of know-it-alls. They have no respect for nobody. They love to laugh and make mockery of other people. They hate others. Filled with hate. A lot of their teachings, a lot of their so-called science is make-believe and fairy tales. Then they're going to turn around and talk about, you believe in white Jesus? What about the garbage you believe in? It ain't no damn better. Your sciencing and your teaching, the Nation of Islam, waiting on the wheel, waiting on the mother plane for over 80 years. It'll be it's going on 90 years. I think next month, they be waiting on the mother plane for 90 years, almost 100 years. They came from the tribe of Shabazz. No evidence a tribe of Shabazz ever existed. Now you believe in what you believe, which sounds silly, but yours is real. Well, as far as they're concerned, their belief is real too. What make your belief better than theirs? They both fairy tales. They both fantasy and fiction. So you have these gods you believe in, waiting on God, and look at your condition. So you got God, the all-powerful God, you got all your teachings, you got your sciencing, and your books and your DVDs, and you can't change nothing. And you really want to get angry at me because I call you a bunch of losers? It is what it is. I say this once again. This climate that we live in right now, they should be taken advantage of. You don't see them doing nothing. Because really, they don't know what to do. They have no solid plan. They have no vision. They have no creative mind. Matter of fact, they are rigid in their mind. They stuck 5,000 years ago. They stuck 666 trillion years ago. They stuck 100 years ago. They stuck yesterday. They always in the past. How are you going to move forward living in the past? You can't. You learn from the past. And you move forward. You're not a time traveler. You can't go back to the past. You can only move forward. I don't think most of us want to go back to the past anyway. Some of us think we real tough. Put your happy ass back in 1785. Slavery was going real good. Some of y'all think y'all tough. Put your happy ass back. 1785, 1801. Slavery doing real good. See how tough you are. I couldn't never be a slave. Yeah, okay. You a slave now. And you have a slave mentality. You just don't want the white man to be your slave master no more. But Farrakhan can be your slave master. Tariq Nasheed can be your slave master. Young Pharaoh, you are Pharaoh's slave. And you need a slave master. That's why you're so in love with these people. And just like the slave master gave the slave nothing, and you like Tariq Nasheed and Cynthia G, China Fox, Brother Polite, Young Pharaoh, Sarah Sunset. You love all these folks because they give you nothing. You don't mind being a loser. So be it. Don't get angry at somebody because they call you for what you are. You a winner, and you went to the casino and won all this, whatever you talking about. Show the check. Show the coins. Show the cash. You don't have nothing to show. With all your teachings, with all your DVDs and tapes, and all your decoding, all your wisdom and supreme knowledge, and African spirituality, and all your gods, you still don't have nothing. Is that my fault? And again, you might say, what about you? I said this in my conclusion. I used to work at this restaurant, actually a pizza parlor. And I used to criticize the manager all the time. And he got sick of it. Now, I was the assistant manager. He was the manager. He said, man, you sure like to run your mouth. I said, what you mean? Always talking about what I do and don't do. Can you do better? I said, I don't know. He said, tell you what, tomorrow I'm gonna be assistant manager and you're gonna be the manager. How about that? Oh, you scared? I said, well, actually I was a little, I wasn't scared, I was nervous because I did run my mouth. I'm criticizing the man. And hell, can I do better than him? So I said, yeah, okay. Tomorrow I'm manager and you gonna be assistant manager. He said, bet. So tomorrow, we switch positions. Now mind you, I'm the manager. I have all the resources. I'm in charge of all the employees. I'm the manager. Whatever resources he got, I got. I'm the manager. So at the end of the day, did I do just as good or better than him? Or did I do worse? at the end of the day, unlike some people, at the end of the day, unlike some people, do you know, this man came to me and said, hey, you're right. You're right. You showed me that what I was doing was, it was inefficient. It was inefficient. And I showed him how to interact with the other employees better. I showed him how to fix the product in a more efficient manner, but still get the same results without losing the integrity of the product. I showed him certain marketing techniques we could use so that we can increase our profit margin. And in my one day, we did real well. And I'm not bragging, I was just trying to show you it's a better way to do things. Now, in his case, he was humble enough because he actually saw when I was doing work and he admitted it. Now, if you do me the same way, give me your thousands of supporters. Give me your money. Give me the things that you have access to. And let's see. I'm running my mouth. I'm talking a whole bunch of crap. Tell your people, let's support Operation Exodus Mississippi. Let's support the Mississippi campaign. Let's follow his lead. Let's see where he's going. Let's see if he can do better than us. Is what he's talking about better than our DVDs and our tapes and our teachings and our decoding and all this other stuff? I dare you. I challenge you. Now, the pressure falls on me. The pressure is off you. Now the pressure and all eyes on me. Since I'm running my mouth, talking all this crap, I accept the challenge. Give me your resources. Give me what you got. Now, I very much doubt these people would do that like this manager did those years ago. And I would tell you the main reason why is because they don't give a damn about you in the first place. They don't care nothing about us. They found that they can take advantage of your sincerity, of your actual wanting to know yourself, your desire for freedom, justice, and equality. These people take advantage of you so they can make money for themselves. Self-enrichment. So why would they give me their resources when that's going to take away from them? They might not be able to pay the mortgage on their mansion, and the payment on their Escalade, their fancy cars or whatever. Might take away from them. But if they really cared about us, you should be willing. You see, this is not working. So let's try something different. They're not going to do it because they don't care. They have never cared about you. The reality is, the Nation of Islam has never gave a damn about black people. The purpose of the Nation of Islam is to convert you to a religion. The same thing with the Moorish Temple and Hebrew Israelites and so forth. That is not their purpose.
Speed warning.
It is to convert you to a religion. They use the struggle. They use oppression as the aid to get them what they want.
Speed warning.
Because they know you are emotional and you are hurting and you are in pain. And they take advantage of that. Just like somebody like Tommy Sotomayor takes advantage of all those people who was abused by their mothers and people in their family. The people who rejects of society. And Tommy Sotomayor speaks their language. And let us not blame those at the root of the condition. Let us blame another victim. So we're going to target the black woman, the dark black woman, because there's a stereotype that she has a loud mouth, especially if she's a dark-skinned woman. She got a loud mouth, whole house full of children from different baby daddies. Let's use her as the fall guy. And so that's what you see all over social media. A bunch of people who have found they can make money off your hurt and your pain. They have no solutions because the reality is they don't want no solutions. King Noble said that's a fact. Because they don't want no solution. If I bring a solution, what these folks gonna do? If I bring a solution and that solution is successful, and I'm telling you, you don't need God, you don't need the teachings, you don't need sciencing, you don't need to decode a damn thing, that's gonna put all of them out of business. Do you think they want that? Huh? What the Nation of Islam gonna do? What the Hebrew Israelites gonna do? What are these folks gonna do when we actually become successful with a solution and God has nothing to do with it? God is not being promoted. The teachings is not being promoted. Decoding and the sciencing. Ain't nobody listening to DVDs and tapes all day long. That puts them out of business. It puts Tariq Nasheed out of business. It puts young Pharaoh out of business. And all these, as my brother